Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. I'm with the boys tonight, just the three of us, the deadly trio, as they call us.
Yeah,
just three musketeers.
Just the three of us. That's all you need, just the three of us. Yeah, Dan's out tonight. It's his girlfriend's birthday, and Graham, I think, is I don't know what Graham's up to. He's a bit busy, isn't he, tonight?
Yeah, a little bit busy, yeah.
Wanking himself senseless, I bet. But hey ho, here we go. I've got a drink tonight. What you got?
Well, it was a pint, but now it's half a pint because I've been drinking it.
I've mixed myself an amaretto sour. Been drinking a few of these lately. I've drunk quite a few of them last week.
I'm off the booze tonight, so I've got lime juice. Win
or lose, you're off the booze.
Yeah.
To be fair, well, I'll say this ain't my first drink for ages because I got pissed last Saturday, but it's and I'm lying because I had one last night, so forget that previous statement. I retract my previous statement.
So we're the deadly trio tonight. We've got to apologise for last week. We had a bit of a staff shortage. Everyone was doing something last week, so it's been a couple of weeks since you've seen us, but thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to see you all in the chat as per usual. Now we've had a couple of eventful weeks. I've got a couple of stories, I think, for a bit later on, but a couple of eventful weeks. We had a good night out last week, which was well overdue. I mean, a good night out. It got messy, to be fair.
I've still got the scars.
Yeah, it got a little bit messy, and let's just say it ended up the end of the night with Dom being trapped in a Dom being trapped in a trolley, spinning around by Ryan with his bollocks hanging out because his trousers were torn.
Not my trousers, by the way.
No,
not my bollocks either.
No, honestly, God's honest truth, it was a fucking mental night, and we had a truly good time.
I left at the wrong time, didn't I?
You did leave at the wrong time. I don't know why you left.
I was on call. I had to go. I couldn't drink.
We went out for Graham, and Graham didn't turn up. So thanks for that, Gray.
Cheers, Gray. Yeah.
Someone just said there, Graham's out walking the caterpillars.
Yeah, more than likely. I got a story later on. It's a bit strange, man. I've had an eventful couple of weeks, but I've got a story later on. But what we got on the agenda, boys, tonight?
I think we should start off with obviously Antonio, Player of the Month. Mm-hmm. Well deserved.
I was very shocked by that, to be honest.
What?
And it's not because of Antonio's performances. I think he's been by far the best player in the Premier League. But these sort of things are voted by, I think a lot of fans vote for them and sponsored by EA. And usually they have most of the people that vote for the player are fans of the bigger clubs because they want a better card on FIFA. But yeah, he won it. I was very surprised by that.
Yeah, I think if we'd have beat Crystal Palace in the last game, I think we'd have had a double award-winning month with Moyes Manager of the Month. So they can't obviously moan about Thingy winning it, the Tottenham manager. But yeah, Antonio's been unbelievable, unreal this in the first 3 games. You know, what's he got? 4 goals, 3 assists. He's playing with a smile on his face. It's just what we want. I mean, we always talk about Antonio. We mention his injuries, and rightly so sometimes. But at the moment, he's unplayable. He's the complete striker. And if we're 3 years ago been sitting here now saying that, I don't think anyone would have said that. He's unreal, and I'm looking forward to seeing him tomorrow.
Yeah, that's exactly it, mate. You know, as I said this before, he's looking more and more now like a striker. You know, he's finishing, he's positioning, the movement that he's got. You know, I don't think we have to regard him as a striker now, just because the way he's playing.
Well, he's number 9, isn't he? Number 9. He took that shirt. It's a heavy responsibility having that because, you know, people don't see him as a striker. But no, I think the way he bullies defenders, the way he runs at players, sometimes he might hold on to it a little bit too long, but he'll work that out. He'll figure that out. He'll be the complete striker. That's what we need. Sorry, mate. Go on.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. The thing is as well, we're playing the players around him are playing to his strengths, if you get what I mean. The players that are feeding him the ball. You know, and you know,
he's got confidence as well because he looks around him and he knows that he's got players like Bowen, Fornals, Ben Rama around him, and now you've added Vlasic to that. You know, you've got Yarmolenko if he comes on. You know, there's a lot of quality in this squad, and I know we all wanted that striker. And don't get me wrong, I still think the perfect window would have been just adding that striker, but I think Moyes obviously sees Bowen as a striker. If Antonio goes down, Ben Rama, Yarmolenko can play there. And as we said last time, you know, it's about giving the opposition something to think about with these players that we've got on the pitch.
Yeah, that's it. And like you said, when you look at that now, you know, if you're starting with the four that have started the games, you know, players to come off the bench now, there's competition there. There's players that can cause teams problems. And there's players there now as well for these European games. You know, Yarmolenko, I think he'll be another one like Noble. I think he can thrive in Europe because of the pace of the game and the teams that we're playing against. You know, there's going to be opportunities for these players, and I think they're going to be key players. The squad players are going to be key players this season.
I don't think we've been on since the transfer window, have we?
No.
We done the transfer thing on the night, didn't we? But we haven't done a Friday night pint since then.
I'm still disappointed with no striker.
Yeah,
I see some comments from Moyes today saying they wanted to get someone in, but they just couldn't find anyone. Listen, I call a bit of bollocks on that, to be quite honest with you. There was a couple of strikers out there that I think would have added to our squad, even with the way Moyes wants to play. I mean, Danny Ings would have fitted in perfectly, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. People might think I'm wrong.
Would a Danny Ings want to come and sit on the bench at West Ham?
No, I don't. Listen, it's just Danny Ings is one of them players with unbridled ability, and he's got confidence in his ability, and that's why he that's why he scores so many goals. He plays so well. He's confident in his ability. Now, if I'm looking Danny Ings is an out and out striker. He's a class centre forward. Really, you know. I wouldn't say world class, but he's a good Premier League centre forward. I think he would have fancied himself to dislodge Antonio from the striker's position. I think he would have fancied himself. But there were strikers out there. Adam Armstrong is another one. He was out there. Someone got him in the end. But you know, it still gets me at the back of the throat that we let Haller go, and rightly so, in my opinion. And you know, the search has been on for us. We let him go in January last year. You've had 7-8 months now to look for a striker. You couldn't find one in that time. Not my opinion. It's not possible. There was players to be got, but it is what it is. Look, I'm not going to complain too much because I thought in the end, after my rant a few months back, it was a good window.
I think we've added some quality to our squad. I really do. And you look at them, just them 4 players now. If they're on the bench tomorrow, that's already a strong bench.
Exactly.
Massively. There's different options on their bench. And do you know what? I mean, we'll talk about the Southampton game tomorrow. I think there will be a couple of changes tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, you've got Fornals in the form of his career, you know, scoring his first goal for Spain the other night. He must be buzzing. The whole squad and everything at the moment is buzzing. And look, the transfer window's shut now. You know, we can't do nothing. I agree with you. We should have added a striker because it made it the complete window. But I still think what we've got, and I think even if Antonio did pick up an injury, I still think we've got quality in that team to come in.
I don't know. I don't know about centre forward. Yarmolenko, not for me.
No, I'm not. I think Bowen can do the job up there.
So can Vlasic.
We'll see. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Look, we all made it. Look, I sat here moaning and groaning in January about the striker and Lingard come in and he scored 9 goals. You know, there may be people that could slot in there, but I just wanted to see an out and out striker come in, like someone of quality as well. Like I think Ings would have added a lot. I'm a big admirer of Ings. Been a big admirer of Ings since his Burnley days. And And I think he would have added a lot. But it is what it is. We didn't get him. You can't turn back the clock. As Mikey says, there's still a few free players out there. I said a couple of weeks ago, I know Ryan didn't agree with me, but I would add Daniel Sturridge to the squad.
Nah.
Fucking Daniel Sturridge.
No.
I would. I would.
Definitely don't need him. Definitely don't need him or Andy Carroll.
Okay.
I think the reason we didn't get the striker because the striker Moyes wanted either wasn't available or ended up moving before we made a move for him.
I mean, everyone was saying about this Simmer, but look, he's gone to Brighton for $6 million and they've loaned him straight out to Stoke. There was obviously something like not right about him.
Yeah. I honestly think the one Moyes wanted was Decker. And he went to Leicester.
Maybe it was. But look, we just have to get on with what we've got at the moment. January's not a million miles away. So I'm sure that even in January, if we can add one or two more players, especially a striker, to this squad, then I'm all for it. Trust Moyes.
So that's it. That's how I look at it. At the end of the day, things are rosy. Everyone's happy at the minute. So let's just keep. Hopefully, it continues and just keep doing what we're doing.
The squad spirit's so even when you look at, I mean, the papers tried to mix it up the other day by saying that there was unrest in the camp because Zuma's on this amount of money, and then the next day the club released pictures of Zuma laughing and joking with the players. So this is what happens when you go on good runs. The press try to turn everything negative against your club and try to cause rifts in the changing room. They tried doing it with Declan Rice as well, but no,
They have to make up a story because they have to make up some stories, mate. Because all I keep hearing about is Poxy Ronaldo going back to the United.
Oh, is he signed for United?
He must have done because they banged on about it since the transfer window.
I didn't know that. That's news to me.
I'll tell you. Do you know what? I hope. Right. They play Newcastle. Newcastle beat them 1-0.
Newcastle.
It ain't gonna happen. But you know what I mean. I'm just so bored with it.
You know what makes me laugh is that Sky must be fuming that it's a 3:00 Saturday kickoff and they can't have it on the game live.
Yeah,
I bet they even tried to move it. I bet they even said to
mate. That's all they've banged on about the whole thing. And for a fact, every game in the build-up to that game, to whatever game is going to be shown on telly, if there's an 12:30 kick-off, the build-up with that to be Ronaldo playing for United. It's all it's going to be. It's just boring.
I'll be honest with you. It does my head in with all of this sort of like wankathon over this so-called top six. You get a game on Sky. If it's West Ham and Southampton on Sky,
we are top six, mate.
We are top six, yeah. But you get this sort of like you get a game of Sky, which would be West Ham, Southampton, say for instance. They'll do an hour-long pre-show, and 45 minutes they'll be talking about Liverpool and United and all that, and then the next 10 minutes they'll be arguing about Arsenal, and then the next 5 minutes they'll go, there's a game on now. We're going to have to disrupt our chat about Man United and Arsenal, and we watch this game and then we'll get back to it, which it's just poor. It's always been.
The thing is with Ronaldo as well. I love David Moyes' response to the question earlier in his press conference when they said, "What do you think about the Ronaldo signing?" He said, "Listen, we got some great signings in, and that's what I'm worried about."
Yeah,
the thing is as well, like the only good thing with Ronaldo being back in the Premier League is that, like we witnessed him before. There's a generation of kids that never see him play for Man United, so now they get the chance to see one of the world's greatest, probably the greatest of all time, in the flesh. So that's the only thing I think it's good for a younger generation to see someone like Ronaldo in the Premier League again.
Not
a younger generation.
I don't like
in Spain.
I don't like wishing ill on people, but how funny would it be if he comes on and gets injured within the first 5 minutes?
Mate, I don't think that bloke's ever been injured in his career.
I know, but how funny would it be?
He's a sort of bloke that his leg will fall off and he'll grow another one straight away on the pitch. He's a machine. Yeah. But yeah, look, it is what it is. And I'm looking forward to seeing him at the London Stadium when Zuma puts him up in the air. And as he comes back down, Ogbonna volleys him off the pitch.
There you go. That's it, mate. That's it. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, is it? Yeah. But no, it's it's going to be interesting, isn't it? We're going to the game tomorrow. It's
I'm going to the game tomorrow. You ain't.
I said going into the game tomorrow.
Oh, right.
I think
We're
there's
very
gonna
good. Very good.
there's going to be 2 changes tomorrow. I think Zuma's in for Dawson. I think Fabianski's going to be dropped tomorrow.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I just got a feeling. That Moyes is going to give the keeper a chance tomorrow. I think Zuma has to come in for Dawson. No doubt about that. There's no question in his fitness. He's played 2 games for France during the week. Imanol Bonner, solid. Soufal, Creswell, that's a solid back 4 there.
How mad was it seeing over the international weekend? First team player for France, first team player for England, first team player for Spain. I mean, I'm not just first team player, doing really well for I mean, Declan Rice, them 3 England games, unbelievable.
Mate, I watched him against Poland. He just gets better and better and better every game. Every game.
That was a good test for him, especially with like playing in Europe for West Ham this season, sort of getting used to them sort of atmospheres away and them sort of opponents. It was a great test for England. I know it was disappointing we got the draw in the end, but look, we're still top of the group. We're going to qualify for the World Cup, no doubts about that. And yeah, Fornals, I didn't watch Spain's games, but I see the highlights and I see Fornals' finish. And as I said, that boy is on cloud 9 at the moment. And what a transformation from the first season when he didn't look like he was going to have the pace to play in the Premier League. And since Moyes has got hold of him, he's transformed him. Yeah.
You think I criticised his finishing and his decision making in the final third last season, and he's improved that now. And when I said this in the preview, I think Bowen now is in that position with where Fornals was last season, where he just lacks that bit of confidence and he's letting himself down with the decision making or his finishing. We saw against Palace, and I think we saw against Newcastle. Newcastle was a good tackle in the end, but he makes these brilliant runs, and the end product isn't good enough. And that's something Fornals has worked on.
If anyone's going to drop out for Vlasic, it's going to be Bowen, I think.
Yeah,
and that's a real shame because I like his work rate and he does offer a lot to the team. But if there was you can't drop Ben Rama, and you definitely can't drop Fornals. So, but what a headache to have for David Moyes. We've sat there the past couple of seasons scratching our heads sometimes, thinking where's the changes? What we got on the bench? And now you've got Krul that can come on for either Souček or Rice. It's a strong bench. Lanzini's still there. Exactly. Still there. Yarmolenko's still there. Some of these players won't even make the bench.
No. And that's the thing you've got now. You look at that squad with the European games coming up as well. You look at the few of the youngsters that have been in and around the first team. There's quality there now. There's quality there to cope with the demand of these extra games. The six extra games you've got for definite. As I said, go and win them first 4. Win them first 4, you should top the group.
Let me just take some comments before we move on. Regardless, things wouldn't be sitting on a bench, says Lewis. We could play 45, 55 games this year. We wouldn't be lucky if Antonio gets to play 25, 30. Jason Croucher says we'll have a new striker in January. Sideshow Bob says we are better without Allaire with his morale brought us down. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I just don't know if I could trust Danny Ings to stay healthy all season. He's pretty injury prone, says David Brooks. Kevin Baring says, my brother told me we signed a young striker from Reading. I'm not sure about it. I don't know.
Yeah, we did. That was right at the beginning.
Gaza says, Haller made a run for an Ivory Coast goal. Shocking.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mate. Yeah. Gary Manning says, might as well be Celtic. Owen Murphy says spending 30 million on Vlasic shows Moyes was happier to bring them in than a player like Ings, Armstrong. Moyes is extremely astute and knowledgeable. Let's not be moaning. I'm not moaning. Glenn Marshall says quality to our bench, which Moyes will use. H&O Productions are the tickets for Europe away on sale. We'll talk about that in a second, mate, I'm sure. Select Torres says, be interesting to see when Areola gets to play. Areola's French as well, isn't he? He could fit in well with Zuma. Sam Butler says, Zuma's wage demands, though, people. look, it is what it is. I don't pay his wages, so I don't give a shit, to be quite honest with you. Matt Rainey says, I don't think Moyes will change the 11, probably having the new lads on the bench. Let's go back down a little bit. How pumped is everyone for Thursday? I think as a fan, this is one of the highlights. Dave Hammer says Jesse is coming in January. Would have been happy with Origi set in, to be honest, as our final signing. Yeah, it's loads of comments here. This guys are machine says going back to Ronaldo. This has to be Ronaldo's last season. I think he signed a 2-year deal, so I doubt it will be his last season. I think Zuma is chomping at the bit to get started. He's going to be top draw. I've heard lots of good things about Zuma. I've obviously seen him play, but he's very, very well thought of at Chelsea. If anyone wants to know, Southampton versus West Ham is live on Peacock United States channel. If you can pick it up, you probably can if you're using a VPN, but 100%. We don't encourage that sort of illegal streaming. Silly Billy. And one more, at least one of our front four will be able to get a rest on the bench now. Good signing in Vlasic. Great work ethic. Very exciting. And Nick Knack says, who has disliked this video? Kick him out. Some cunt.
But the thing is as well, with Antonio, is that if we are controlling the game and we've got a healthy lead, you can take him off a bit more earlier and not have to rely on him because there are options now.
Well, we need to.
Yeah, just quickly, mate, let's answer this. Fat Bloke 78, Ryan, you and Yates is tomorrow for a pint. Yeah, I think we're going down there. We've got to meet a couple of people before the game. So, yeah, we'll be in there. Nicky might have one of his apple sour. What is it? Disaronno sours or whatever you drink.
Yeah, Amaretto sour.
Yeah,
nice.
Amaretto sour, that's the one.
Apparently, they have to put egg white in the ones they do in the bar. But I don't put egg white in here.
No, it's actually quite nice, the egg white on top.
I don't know. It probably is nice, but
they don't lay like a fried egg over the top. It's like whisked up.
Yeah, crack the yolk in there.
Yeah, it's like cream. Like it is quite nice. That's a proper one.
Yeah, I'll have to have
I'll
that.
take you to a proper cocktail bar soon, and we'll have one.
Yeah, no worries. My story. Do you want to hear my story quickly before we move on to the next one?
Go on, then.
So yesterday, right, and I haven't told you this on purpose, but it was. Do you know when you get in a situation where you're just so, I would say shocked, not shocked, but you're taken aback by what's going on, and you're a little bit like, whoa, like what's going on? Anyway, I was walking down the high street. Now, if anyone meets me, right, people will say this about me, and I'm pretty sure. You meet me, I'm a nice guy. You can approach me. You know what I mean. I'll talk to anyone. Anyone that's ever met me would sort of like back me up on that one. And but yesterday I was walking down the high street where I work. I was getting a sandwich. I was in a shop, got myself a bottle of drink and a chocolate.
Curly whirly.
Yeah. Anyway, as I was walking past the bakery, there was this guy there. Right, and listen, I don't mean to offend this guy, so please, like, don't be offended by it. It's just the way I took it, right? So anyway, he gets into a car, like a taxi. He's a taxi driver. He's got his bakery and all that. I'm getting into my car, right? And he looks at me, and he goes to me, and please, if you ever meet me, please do not start with this sentence because I think this is the worst way to start a conversation with someone. That you don't really know, but you've seen on the internet or whatever, right? He goes to me, where do I know you from? And I don't know how to like. The thing is, like when you do this, obviously, if I turn around and went, oh, do you know what? I'm not geezer off West Ham Fan TV. He might turn around and go, I've never fucking seen West Ham Fan TV. You know what I mean? So, like, if I didn't know this guy, so. You have to answer this question. It's the most awkward question to answer. You know, what do you say? School? You know, I was on the milk carton once. I won a prize in New Recorder. What? You know, what do you say to that? And I turned around and said to him, like,
I was in the New Recorder.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a hard question to answer because if you go in and say I'm the geezer from West Ham fans, well, man, you big-headed prick, like, and rightly so.
You should have said you're the bloke that owes me 300 quid.
Right, but then he gets out the car and he starts walking towards me like he's going to fucking hit me, right? And I got a fucking chocolate orange in my hand and a fucking this geezer's going to hit me, right? And he goes, no, where do I know you from? And he's quite aggressive. And I'm like, I don't think you do know me, mate. I don't know you. And he goes to me, what are you saying you don't know me for? I said, I'm sorry, mate. I can't place you if you can. He, all right. Well, I'm just trying to be polite. Where the fuck do I know you from? I said, I'm not sure. He goes, well, you're that geezer off West Ham Fan TV, ain't you? I went, well, yeah, I do know that. He goes, well, that's where I know you from then. And I'm like, well, I don't know that. You know what I mean? You could be mistaking me for someone that fucked you. What? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it could be anything, couldn't it? And he's like, oh, I'm just trying to be polite. And I'm like, okay, yeah, thanks, mate. And I'm a little bit like startled, like, you know what I mean? I think the geezer thought I was scared or whatever, but I'm just like, just come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, that's where I know you from, West Ham Fan TV. I don't know why you're saying you don't know me. I'm just trying to be polite. And I'm like, I'm sorry, pal. And you know, like there's an awkward silence. I was like, I try to break the ice. I was like, so do you live around here? He goes, no. I live in Hornchurch. Where do you live? I went, Wickford. He went, all right then. Well, I'm just trying to be polite. Thanks for that. Cheers. He just got back in his taxi. And I was like,
you should have tapped on his window and gone, excuse me, mate, where do I know you from?
it's do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm sure the guy meant well. I'm sure he did. You know what I mean? Like, but the way he got out of his, I thought he was going to wallop me. If I'm honest with you, I thought he was going to come to me, crack, leave me laying on the floor, fucking chocolate orange and fucking milkshake spilling out.
That'd be so funny. Like, what's happened? Chocolate orange rolls in the road.
It's just like a tough question to answer. You know what I mean? Like when you are. Obviously, West Ham is worse. You know, no one knows. I mean, fuck me, man. My Robbie Lyle, my mate of mine, Robbie Lyle, when he does the Arsenal stuff and all that, you want to see him when he goes out, man. He can't go anywhere. I showed Ryan a video of him the other day. I don't know how he puts up with it at times, but that's the life. You know what I mean? But you know, we're not famous. We're not anybody. You know what I mean? Like you see us in the street, come and talk to us by all means. But please, like for awkwardness' sake and. If you don't want an awkward conversation, do not start the introductions. Where do I know you from? It's what do I have for my sandwich?
You've opened a can of worms here, mate, because everyone that meets you now is going to come up to you and go, where do I know you from?
It was just so awkward. And I felt so awkward for the guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know whether he thought I was trying to mug him off or whatever. I really weren't. But it was like, I don't know. I don't know where you know me from.
You do. That's the thing, though. You get caught in that, don't you? I was at work once, right? And I was doing a site survey. And I was walking around with these 3 or 4 guys looking at this thing. We come out, it was like an underground, like basement area. We come out in the sun. I'm chatting away to these blokes. And this bloke goes, I swear I've met you before. I'm like,
and your heart starts going because you think, fucking hell, who's this?
Yeah. So you're sitting again. I just went, yeah, you've probably seen me about somewhere. You know, I work a lot around here, and left it at that. Because it's like you don't want to say, oh yeah, I do like YouTube in case they think you're a bit like up your own arse, thinking you're someone special when we don't. But the other one I've had a few times. I had the guy in the shop down the road the other day who was sitting on the checkout. He was doing the checkout, and he looked at me, and it was one of them when you think he either thinks I've nicked something or he thinks I'm from West Ham Fan TV, but he's not too sure. And then he commented on.
You should have put a chocolate orange in your pocket.
You know, he commented on the video or the other one. I've had this before where they look at you. And they look at your phone, look at their phone, and then they're like that, and then like that, and then they're like that, and then they go.
Yeah,
it's just like, you know, I don't say it wrong.
No, I've had that before as well, mate. Because you still can't get used to it. Because I always think, even like last week when we was out in that pub, like, and then there was 2 blokes just staring over, and I'm thinking to myself, right, well, it's going to go off here. And then you see them walking over you, and then they go, "Oh, love your channel," and then you just don't get used to it. I think the funniest one for me was when I had a cheeky KFC and I went through the drive-through, and the geezer recognised me, and I just said to him, "Look, mate, don't put this on Twitter. I meant to be in training, mate. I just wanted a cheeky KFC, little fillet burger."
But that's it. But that's the thing.
I was so drunk on Friday. I started ringing people up at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I think I rung Gonzo. and I started.
Oh yeah, you did.
Started saying, because these two geezers were like Hammers Chat fans as well, and I was probably trying to impress them. Oh, I've got Gonzo's number. Let's ring him. And the fucker answered. And I thought, oh no, man, I've fucking rung Gonzo. Look, these two geezers chatting away to Gonzo at 2 o'clock in the morning. He must have been thinking, you cunt. But yeah. Oof.
Anyway, let's save the stories for Ask Us Anything. What about Europe, Nick? Europe's coming up this week.
Yeah, I'm going. So it's a bit of a mess, man. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to go into too much of my situation, but I've got a situation. So we'll have to see how that pans out. But it's not West Ham's fault. You know, please don't pin it on West Ham. But I think last week I put a little update up just to let people know. I had to sort of ring them up. I think the radio silence over not having an update was, I think, a bit ridiculous. They could have put something out just to say, look, we know that it's very short notice, but we still haven't got an update from, you know, Zagreb or UEFA or whatever about what we can do with these tickets. I think just saying nothing pissed a lot of people off. You know what I mean? And they just need to be more proactive, you know what I mean? Because I said to the guy, you know, look, people are losing their shit over these tickets, mate. You need to put that out on Twitter. And he's like, yeah, I told them to, but they haven't, you know, the higher-ups wouldn't do that. So, look, it is what it is, and it's done now. They come out today, 5 o'clock, bondholders away. We've got 1,234 tickets or 43 tickets or something like that. So not a lot, but I am going to Zagreb. Whether I'm going to get in the stadium or not is a different question. One of us is going to be in there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
The thing is, mate, like with the ticket sales, like it's obviously away season ticket holders. That's fine. Priority points. That's fine as well. It's the corporate getting tickets. I mean, these corporates don't go any away games, and all of a sudden they get a chance to go to Vienna and Genk and Zagreb and that. And I don't think that's fair, especially when it's a low amount as well, like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's very fair. I don't, but then, you know, that's what they promise them. You know what I mean? Like
and
all them years
as well, and sponsors get
sponsors.
As well.
Yeah, you know, they could put them in a box somewhere. You know what I mean? Like they can squeeze them in somewhere. I don't think. You know, it's very poor. It's very poor, in my opinion.
The thing is that it's more than likely because these competitions don't come round for us that often, and like you said, it's what, you know, at the end of the day, it's what they pay for, you know, and you know, it's the corporate pay a lot of money to go to the games. You know, I'm with you. It should be more for the fans, but you know, a lot of corporate fans, so it's hard for them to do it. But like you said, you could put corporate in boxes. I don't know whether Zagreb have boxes, but you know, why not go to these teams and say, look, you know, give us a few more hundred so we can have corporate fans there, and then give the rest to the normal fans. It's a bit like, you know, you look at the FA Cup final, the amount of corporate tickets get sold for that is ridiculous. But
I mean, I'm gutted I'm not going on Thursday, but obviously. You know, me and Scott will be going Belgium, fingers crossed, unless there's anything that goes wrong with that. And then, so I'm looking forward to it. It's something different. You know, it's going to be a good adventure. Hopefully, you know, we can make it out, and hopefully we can all be in Seville in May for the final.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, if only. Yeah, but I mean, we was all waiting on that announcement about, you know, there were so many rumours going about, and then it broke a couple of days before that, you know, fans are going to be allowed to go. It's just the logistics of everything. You know, Vienna and Genk should be a little bit more smooth because it's all been announced, and you know what I mean? Like, unless there's another lockdown or you know, countries move to the red or amber list and all that sort of thing. But fuck me, man. I'll tell you now. The hoops you've got to jump through to go to these games is a bit fucking ridiculous, if I'm quite honest.
The only good thing about it, I mean, is obviously you haven't got that stress now of waiting for a match ticket to arrive in time, because they email you a voucher that you exchange out there. So at least that's a good thing, is that you get that straight away and you ain't got that stress. Because
it is if you've got the right name.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
It's fucking stress.
Once again, that's not down to West Ham. That's just UEFA. Because I spoke to my mate in work who's a Chelsea season ticket holder, and he goes Europe. and he told me do exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. So it's not West Ham, it's UEFA that have.
They that's the thing now. They want to know who everyone is and where you are and what you're going to be, so that if anything goes wrong, they know that where they can go and nab you, sort of thing.
Let me just quickly answer this. Are you all going away at United in the Cup? No, because of the UEFA Cup games, I can't get any more time off. I'm done for the. I mean, I started a new job a couple of months ago. I can't get any more time off. That's me done.
I ain't got no more holidays left. My last 2 holidays were used for Genk, so that's it for me. And there's no way I'm missing out on work and not getting paid because I've got a mortgage to pay, so I can't afford to not earn money. So,
and mine don't roll over till April. I've got loads left, but I need to spread them out throughout the rest of the year. So I don't
know if Dan might be going up there with a couple of his mates, mightn't he? So yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what Dan's situation is. We're quite happy to get the tickets for him, obviously.
It's difficult because obviously if we knew that we was going to get into Europe, you might have saved a few days back, but
I just didn't have them. I just didn't have them because of the job situation. I changed jobs in June, so I just ain't got them. I had a week off booked for my wedding, that's been postponed to next year, but we're going away. So in that time, so I've got to use that time, and then all the European trips and all that. I think I've gone over my holiday entitlement. I just can't afford to take no more time off.
I would have been all right if we gone in the Champions League. My days off are Tuesday and Wednesday. I could have gone to all them games.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
we didn't get the fucking Champions League. We got the Europa Cup, all right? But I'll be anyway. Whatever happens, anyway, we're in Zagreb. We're in Belgium. We're going to be in Vienna. So fucking, if you're going out there, like even if you're going out there for a fucking jolly up, come and see us because we'll be out there. I'll be jollying out. It's like an overnight stay, but we're gonna. We've booked a little something for the Thursday night. So yeah, it's going to be brilliant.
Genk is going to be crazy. I reckon we're about 5,000 now. It's about as far as Newcastle, and it's the cheapest beers as well. And it's got 85p, mate.
That's it. Cheapest beers we got, mate.
We fly into.
We fly be cheap.
Not as cheap as Genk.
All right. We fly into Eindhoven, Scott. Straight into Eindhoven, pick up the car to the hotel, straight to the boozers.
Exactly.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, there's no more lockdowns and restrictions and shit.
I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all
right. Let's take a few comments. David Brooks says, "Damn it, Ryan, where'd you get your kick-ass West Ham attire from, bro? Friends don't keep secret from friends." West Ham shop, I guess.
No, I got this from. I only bought this the other week from Classic Football Shirts.
I got a couple of jumpers from there. I got a jacket from there.
It's all last season's stock, isn't it?
It's all on sale, isn't it?
Yeah,
20 quid my one was. Yeah, it was brilliant.
I think this was 18 quid, something like that.
Anyway, you can get the Virgil van Dawson t-shirts on West Ham Fan TV merch. What are you rocking, Scott?
I ain't got no West Ham merch.
One of them t-shirts with the tits out. One of them. One of the ones with the nipples cut out.
No, I just got a plain t-shirt today with polo. That's all.
The disabled team having some dislikes is good for the show's ratings. Believe it or not, Miss Hammerette. The two haters are the ones that don't know where they know Nicky from. I'll be there at Manchester United because I only live around the corner. Says Happy Hammer. I'll be up at Leeds and I'm going everywhere else. I just can't make United. I'm sure Dan might be up there. We'll sort it out with him. Stan Patrick says, who's everyone's main striker target you think we should get in jail? Stan, don't start that again. We just fucking got off them conversations, please.
I'm looking forward to Southampton tomorrow, though, getting back on the road.
Yes,
it's my first away game of the season. Obviously, I won at Newcastle, but I'm looking forward to it. My first away game since Arsenal before lockdown. So I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
Southampton, I'm Leeds, Man United in between, as well as the European game. We're fucking rocking all over the world, me.
That's one game I'm gutted about missing. Is Leeds away because we work 2 Saturdays a year at work in lockdown for stock take, and it falls on that Saturday, and I'm gutted. And I was so hoping that the Sky would move that for till a Sunday or something, but it is what it is. We've all got to work until we can earn great money doing this. We have to work.
Matt Powell says, and did you treat yourself this week, Nicky, with that Nerf gun? Do you know what? I've got a fucking collection of Nerf guns over there, mate. You ain't seen nothing. You want to see the Nerf guns I've got over there?
Yeah, I know. One day you might let your little boy play with them.
No, he's never going to play with them. He'll ruin them. He might shoot them or something. Mate, I've got stacks. There's the ones on the rack there. There's a rack there. And then there's a fucking stack of them over there. It's the only things in this room, to be honest with you, and a PlayStation. But I didn't treat myself to a Nerf gun, but I did get a PS5, which was a little present for my other half. So yeah,
not bad.
Lucky me, eh?
Fucking rolling it, isn't they, Scott?
I know.
There's a vid of YouTube on the Zagreb Ultras coming off of a flight, and they look absolutely nutters. Should be fun. Yeah.
That's Dan out there.
It is a time like this when I am gutted. I cannot follow my beloved West Ham anymore. All you guys lucky enough to go to have a brilliant time. Mets away was my best ever game following the Irons. Listen, mate, it's when you've spent a lifetime following West Ham, the day's going to come one day when you just can't go anymore. So don't worry about the days that you can't attend. Just worry about the ones that you did attend and the memories you've got, good and bad.
That's the thing, though. It's like wherever you are in the world, there's always some sort of Hammers group getting together now. We had the Italian Hammers get onto us the other day. They're going to the Vienna game out there, like at Vienna, and they're going to meet up with you and Dan, Nick, when you're out there. Yeah, and they're hosting a get together. I think we'll tweet it out closer to the time, but for the Ren home game, I think it is like the one over there.
Where do I know you from? Oh, we're golden.
That's it. So there's plenty of other groups out there who are doing get-togethers. I know that, out in the States, look at all the Hammers fans out there. They all get together. So it's one of them. If you can't follow the team, get together with some of them groups wherever you are and follow the team there. It's like it's as good as a match day being there, isn't it? When you get together with loads of people.
Well, the thing is, like, I've seen these arguments on Twitter, and I see these arguments all the time. And people were like, they accuse people of not being hardcore West Ham or West Ham supporters because they don't go home and away. Now, we're lucky enough to be able to go home and away. I've been doing it for years and years and years. And so was Ryan, so was Scott, so was Dan, so was Graham on occasion. And we're lucky enough. We're blessed enough to have enough points and have been able to afford it and have the time and all of that sort of thing. But there are people that don't have the time, that work. Every now and then, like man, we have to work. We have to. Leads away. Ryan has to work. We're lucky enough to be able to afford the time and sort out with our families that we can go. But just because if you can't go, whether it be home, away, or Europe, whatever, it don't mean you're any less of a fan. It just if you've got a chance and you don't turn up, you buy a season ticket and you only turn up with Man United and Arsenal and all of that, then you're a bit of an idiot. But if you've got the chance to go and you go every chance you've got, your support is just as much as my there's people that live in fucking New York and fucking Spain and up north and all that. Some people can't afford it. Some people can't afford the time. It's a big commitment following West Ham up and down the country week in, week out. And just because if you can't do it or can't afford to do it or just ain't got the energy to do it, don't make you any less of a fan. As long as you supporting West Ham when you can, that's good enough. It's good enough.
That's it. A fan's a fan. Don't matter where you are in the world. When you're a fan of a team, you're a fan.
Yeah, as long as you're rocking the shirt and the West Ham Fan TV merch and all of that sort of thing, then you're good with it. No, honestly, it grinds my gears when people do that because, it's not something that we can be accused of because we do go week in, week out. But it grinds my gears when you ain't hardcore because you never went to fucking like. So I didn't go to the European games a few years ago when we first started the channel. We didn't go to. We didn't go to none of the European games, if I'm honest. We couldn't fucking afford it, to be quite honest. And people were going to me, you ain't fucking West Ham because you weren't in fucking, where was it, right? Malta? Italy? Yeah. Malta. You weren't in fucking, I was in Malta and West Ham. I've never seen the cunt at an away game since, the geezer that was giving it to me. But Oh, you weren't in Malta. He went out to Malta and he just so happened to be on holiday, you know, at the time with his family and all of that. And they ended up drawing a team from Malta and it just ended up. But it's how much are we roughly spending? Somebody says, fucking a lot of money. Them European games, like without we ain't even paid for fucking tickets and that yet.
I'm just glad the tickets are so cheap.
It cost us
It's
cost us over £1,000 to
travel. Some of them are cheaper, Scott. I mean, I can't remember who it was now, but mate in work who supports Chelsea, they played some the other week and it was £7 for a ticket.
Yeah. They are. The tickets are cheap, but you know the travel and all of that sort of thing. Like it's cost us over £1,000, and we didn't even know whether we could go, and I still don't know whether I can go. So yeah, it's you know, we've had to book flights, and we got to do we couldn't get direct flights. We had to do layovers and all that. We get there at fucking 3:10, and we kick off at 6:30 or whatever. So it's going to be mad rushing and all that. But you know, people just ain't got that to drop. We're lucky enough. We're lucky enough that we have, you know what I mean, and we can pay for that sort of thing. Like, but you know, I don't, you know, because someone's got a few more quid than someone else, don't make him a better West Ham fan. That's all I'm going to say.
This comment here. Is that South Carolina? Shout out to my pub. Is that the name of the pub? My Father's Moustache.
I want to go there.
That's a pucker name for a pub. I love that. South Carolina. Shout out to my pub, My Father's Moustache.
James Buckland says, Nicky, you should get American fan Roy on for a watch along. He used to do the fan cams. Roy's brilliant. We want to involve him more, actually. So yeah, we will do that. We are still going to do watch alongs when I think maybe tomorrow Scott might do one. I don't know. Maybe.
If Dan's about, mate, I should be back in time for the game. So you know, if he's about, I'll try and jump on with him.
I miss a couple of people from lockdown, man. I miss Roy. I miss everyone. You know what I mean? To be quite honest with you, but Roy.
Who's Roy?
Roy
May Jr. Yeah, who's normally watching us from the golf course.
Yeah.
Roy May Jr. Yeah, the Irish kid that used to have on every week. Matt Randall, the Mexican hammer. That's the only thing about going back. I miss all them guys, man, because you know we built a wonderful little community on the watch alongs and that, and hopefully when we're away and all that, and they do go on, but. You know,
that's the thing, mate. It's like the games that we can't go. You know, if you can't go United away, it gives you the opportunity.
Yeah, we'll do a watch along for United away, definitely, 100%, 100%. Yeah. What?
No, you were commenting earlier on how we don't advertise certain things, and Paul's just put this comment. We don't endorse watching it illegally on
the radio. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I don't think there's really much. It's been like when the international breaks on, it goes a bit quiet. The only good thing I would say is that apart from Winston Reid, everyone's fully fit. Masuaku's back in training now. It's good that
let's talk about Winston Reid because he's got to be.
Well, he's the only player that hasn't been registered for the squad, the Europa League squad. So I don't know I know we had to put in the final Premier League squad today, which I can imagine he was added to that.
Ben Johnson wasn't added to the squad either, but he still qualifies as one of the under 20, whatever it is.
Yeah, under 23s. You don't have to register them, so that's fine. But it's good. I'm just glad that we had, and especially with Antonio playing for Jamaica during the week. If anyone I thought was going to pick up a knock, it was going to be him. But I know that our new midfielder Kroll snapped Yarmolenko, but I think Yarmolenko's all right.
Yeah. Well, they posed for that picture afterwards, didn't they? So
yeah, that was like welcome to West Ham.
Jamie Pack says, just curious, have you ever considered interviewing the insiders for the channel after the game? For example, Nicky interviewing Graham. No, not really. We did do that with Graham once before, but he turned the microphone off. And it was just him doing that for 5 and no, not really, because we get the thing is we do fan cams to give the fans a voice. We have our show. These are our show. We have these shows. We have post-match Pint. We have Friday night Pint. We have on the social and midweek musings and the preview, and when they're all in things to have our say. So we this channel wants to give you a say. That's what we're here for. That's our bread and butter, because that's what we all want to see. We want to see fans reacting to games and all that. So no, not really, because we get to have our say. We have far more time than anybody else, and that's just because we've got the logins. So
no, that's it. Exactly. Yeah, and we'll get all these.
Scott, where's your preview, mate? It's going up first thing in the morning. We couldn't. I got sent last night. I couldn't get it up last night. I was going to put it up this morning, but we've got today's show. So it'll be first thing in the morning before.
It'll be up about 2:45 tomorrow.
I couldn't. The thing is, I couldn't film it before all the internationals finished, in case anyone did pick up an injury. So, you try and hold it out, and then you got work involved, and then obviously Nicky's at work as well. So it's just.
I can prove to you that it's ready to go. Listen. See.
Yeah, don't give it away, because no one will watch it.
Yeah, it's it. But like going back to like when we were in lockdown and stuff like that, the videos, the build-up show me and Ryan started doing, that was good. The watch-alongs were good.
Yeah, I want to start doing that again, but I want to.
It's just so.
It's the thing is, obviously, because we're at games now, it's difficult.
There's a couple of venues we want to start using, but they're not quite ready and open yet. So there's like a little bit of delay in some of these places opening and what we can do and what we can't do. But once we get a fixed place, which I'm very hoping we're going to get very, very soon, there will be lots of content coming out. I mean, lots.
I mean, the thing is, we could,
for us.
Yeah, we could do the build-up show, say like we play on a Saturday. You could do it on a Thursday night, but the only the thing would be is you'd have to do a predicted lineup. We wouldn't have the starting lineup. But yeah, no, there's definitely stuff we're going to be working on, and there'll be more shows coming back.
We may be able to bring the build-up show back for the European games that we're not at, right?
No, you're right, Scott. I can't say half their fucking names. That's why.
So there was quite a lot of work that went into them preview shows as well, with the animations and everything else. I think my son's got my missus's phone. Hey, you talking about what about my nerve guns?
No, that is Chloe. That's you've got Chloe.
Yeah, it's Chloe. Yeah, it's Chloe.
But yeah, that's it. What do you want to do? Ask us anything now?
Yeah, let's go ask us anything for half an hour or so, or 25 minutes or something.
Yeah. We've got to be up early tomorrow, Nick, so we might have to cut this one short tonight.
So if you're new around here, please subscribe. We are on the road to 60k. We're so close. That means every time we look at our subscriber count, when we look at the London Stadium when it's full, that means that's how many subscribers we've got on the channel. So that's the road at the minute. And then after that, to the 100k. So if you're new around here, subscribe. Get your mates to subscribe. Get your mum to make an account and subscribe, and get them to watch it as well. Like it, share it, everything. But yeah.
Andy's saying here, all the shows you guys did during lockdown made a positive difference to people's mentality, lads. It was great to watch over that time. And you know what? That's one, when people do come up to me, and I've had it since we've been back at the games, Leicester and Palace, and I've had people come up to me either outside the ground or inside the ground or in the pub. And that's one of the first things people say to me, and you don't realise we do things like that. And, as we said, we just sit here talking absolute rubbish and bollocks and having a laugh. But for people sitting there watching it, if it makes a difference for them, even like when you bring their comments up on the screen and that might give them a little bit of a boost, So it is good, and I love comments like that, and I'm glad that we can do that for you.
We've had over the years that we've done this now, we've had a few messages in our inbox, not just during lockdown and all that when everyone was suffering, but we get a message every now and then from somebody. I remember quite vividly, there was a guy in Brazil used to message us, email us and all of that. And I remember him emailing, "You don't know how much you've saved my life, and it got me through tough times," and all that. And that really does make a hell of a lot of difference to us, and that's why we do this sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like we do it to entertain. If it don't entertain, something to do, whatever. You know what I mean? But that's why we do what we do here. You know what I mean? There's no clout chasing or anything like that on this channel. There's no clickbait. We come with honest opinions, and I know Ryan accuses my opinions sometimes of being clickbait, but they're not. They're my opinion.
Who does?
You see, I don't mean it about Haller, but I do mean it.
I never said clickbait.
No, you didn't use the word clickbait, but
yeah,
you know where I'm getting
retract your previous statement.
I retract my previous statements. But like with the lockdown stuff, we was all suffering, all of us. We was so used to, and I think a lot of people took it for granted that we were so used to being able to meet up. Being able to go out with our pals and see our pals and meet up to film and all of that sort of thing. So when all of them sort of restrictions come in place, all of a sudden, best mate that I've met week in, week out, 4 best mates, I didn't see him for a year in the flesh.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I'm just saying, and you take it for granted. I mean, before that, we put so much work and effort into West Ham Fan TV. We barely get time to enjoy a match day sometimes. You know what I mean? Every now and then we'll go wild and have a few drinks or whatever, but we really ever see each other. And you know what I mean? Like, it was just so happened on the Arsenal game for some reason, and I don't even know why it was. We just ended up having a drink, which ended up being the last game. But we put so much effort into it. You sort of take the situation for granted, and it was.
That's why we need to get pissed after every game now, just in case there's another lockdown.
Yeah, but it's just but even sitting here talking to these boys, and then building the community that we got, and everyone that joins in and comments and gets involved in a live chat and fucking sends super chats, or what do you call it? What do you call it when you moderate the stuff, and the people that we see week in, week? You don't know how much you helped us as well. It was
Friday Night Pint Live proved that, didn't it? With all the people that turned up for us, and I know there was a lot of more people that wish they could have been there and they couldn't. But there's going to be another one, and I think the other one will be even better.
I think so. It was such a good. It was like a case study with Friday Night Pint Live.
Funny that, because I remember another channel having a little dig at us doing that.
Well, it is what it is, but it was so. It was such a great night. Like we uploaded the clips of it. Like, some of the clips had to be taken out on request of guests and people that was there and all that sort of stuff. But there was clips of it. The audio weren't great, but I'll be honest with you, he was a good DJ. But I think he balls the audio up, to be honest. But it was because we was trying to get things right, and it was. But you've seen a clip of what it was like, but it wasn't so much the show. The show. Listen, it was brilliant to be up there, and it was a great.
I'll tell you what, watching that clip back, I'm glad I've started down the gym again. Fucking hell.
I
had a good lockdown.
I think I need to start back down the gym.
I'll tell you what, I've been playing football again recently. I did injure myself on Monday night, but I'm all right. I ain't even got my wedding ring on because my finger's it's swelled up so much I can't get it on. But no, I've enjoyed playing football again. Back down the gym, eating healthy. I think I've done nearly a stone so far. So yeah, I got my target I've set, and I'm nearly halfway there.
But yeah, it was such a great night, and everyone that went. I ain't seen one person, not one, that come to the place and said I had problem or anything like that. It was brilliant. And fuck me, I was swimming in beer at the back, and they was chucking shots down my mouth, and we was all fucking getting involved, and it was such a good night. Everyone had a good time. Everybody.
There was one point you just couldn't move from one part of the bar to the other without someone stopping you.
Someone drinking your face. Yeah,
that was it was good, and it was better than good. It was fantastic. It's the 18 months that we've all had, like you said, with the comments that people say now, we've gotten through lockdown and gotten through things and stuff like that. Like you said, it affected us all at different times. I noticed, when you go back and think how how we all were like with lockdown. It all seemed to have hit us at different spells. And we were there for each other, and the people in the chat were there for us, and it's a privilege for us to be there for people, and for people to turn around and say, you got me through lockdown. You helped me. It's a privilege for me for people to say that to us. Because
no, Paul was just saying there about I'm not meant to anyone. I didn't hit anyone playing football. Basically, have you ever, and anyone that's played football must know this, you ever had the ball hit you at the tip of the finger?
Tip of the finger, yeah, man. That's the worst.
Your finger just stays straight. Because basically, right, I injured my leg, like my calf, pulled my calf muscle, right? So I went in goal for the last 10 minutes, and then I done my finger in. I thought, what's the point?
I've done that to my finger years ago, and I'm not joking you. It must, like, because there's little sacks of fluid in between your fingers, isn't there? And I think
that's why it is. That's why I can't get, because that's where it's swelled up around the knuckle.
It didn't get better for about a year. You know what I mean? Just a quick random question. Crystal says, "What's your favourite Angel Delight?"
Oh,
butterscotch.
Butterscotch, 100%.
All right, fucking Ali G. I like a bit of strawberry.
Nah, it's butterscotch, man. 100% it's butterscotch. Karen Roberts says, "Guys, I think that the lockdown showed that what we all feel for West Ham United is also good for all of our mental attitudes, that we could have a release and talk about a real passion for all of us." Yeah. Let's get some more questions in. Wagsy's Laugh says, "Did you see Joe Cole's comments earlier?"
Oh yeah, about West Ham can win the Europa League. I think he said because if Villarreal can win it, West Ham can win it. We've got one of the strongest squads in the competition. So yeah, there's no reason why we can't. It's just obviously it's
when the Champions League teams start dipping out. That's the problem.
It's a lot to ask, isn't it? Especially in our first season. But you never know. Look, when Leicester got to the Champions League in their first season, they got all the way to the quarterfinals, and everyone thought they weren't going to get out of the group. So you never know. It only takes you to get in a good run, a good bit of form, consistency, and you never know where we can end up.
That's it. That's the thing, and that's the joy of a cup competition.
I'll be very happy. I'll be, if we get out of the group, which I think we can, I'll be happy with that. And then we go in, then it gets a bit more serious, knockout.
But the thing is there's the way we are at the moment as a team, and the way Moyes has got us galvanised, and the work rate that we put in. You fancy us against anyone. Do you know what I mean? No matter how good they are, you know that we can put a performance in to get a result. And if it's over 2 legs, even better. Because we've got a side there that can go and put up them type of performances where you frustrate and nick a win or get a draw. But we've also now got a side there that can go at teams and can take the game to them.
Yeah. Matt Powell says, "If you could have dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?"
Depends what I'm in the mood for. If I want a bit of comedy, Robin Williams. If I want a bit of singing, I'll have Elvis. And if I want to talk football, I don't know. Maybe someone like John Lyle might be interesting. Johnny Lyle.
I know this sounds a bit soppy, but if I could have dinner with anyone dead or alive, it'd be my granddad Bill. Just one more time, because that man was my granddad Bill. He was the funniest man he's been gone a long time now. He's been dead 16 years, but yes.
I don't know why I picked all dead people.
Unfortunately, who?
No, I was going to say I picked all dead people. I didn't realise the question said dead or alive.
Yeah,
that's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes, like with Nicky's, you sort of you wish to have them one more chats with certain people. My brother, I'd love to have dinner with him again.
I think when I lost my granddaddies, and Ryan was with me at the time, my granddad died when I was away, and I didn't know, and it hit me hard because I was very close to very close to him. Lived across the road from us, and he was always ill. He had heart problems, kidney problems, for a long time, and he was always lively, he was sprightly, and always, you know, the funniest person in the room. And I was very close to him. I used to see him every day without fail, 3-4 times a day sometimes. And I was away, and then I came back, and as we came back, it'd gone. And the funeral was like the next day. So you didn't have that time to see it, process it. Do you know what I mean? It was horrible. It was a horrible time, to be honest. Yeah, but I'd love to have dinner with him one more time. That's who I would pick.
That's it.
They saying someone. It's fucking awkward.
That's it. You know, it's this thing. But yeah, still alive. Someone who's alive. Let's pick someone who's alive. Who would you like to have dinner with who's alive? It's a tough question, isn't it? It's a tough question. Like Ryan said, it depends what you're in the mood for, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you want to have a laugh, you pick a decent comedian. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind having dinner with Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr?
Jimmy Carr,
mate. All the people in the fucking world, you pick Jimmy Carr?
Yeah, if you're in the mood for a bit of comedy, mate. You know, this is what I'm saying. It depends what you're in the mood for, doesn't it?
Love Jimmy Carr, man.
Oh, mate, he's quality. I'm going to see him next year. I can't wait.
So I've seen him about fucking 6 times, Scott. Yeah. Honestly, mate, he's fucking brilliant.
If I could have any dinner with anyone alive, I reckon it'd be. So I want someone with a lot of stories.
While you're thinking of that, I'll say my one. If I could pick right now, if I could say, right, tomorrow I'm going out for pie and mash, it'd be Mark Noble. Nice bit of pie and mash with Marky Nobes. That'd be me.
But like, I like films, so I reckon I'd like to go out for dinner with someone like some fucking brilliant act, like Tom Hanks, something like that.
You're saying stories, Nick. David Attenborough.
Oh yeah, he'd be a good one.
That guy's seen every corner of the world practically. You know, and I think I watched a documentary on him and the things he did before he even got into television and stuff like that. You know, he'd be a very interesting one.
Oh, Mr. Marvel makes a good point. Ricky Gervais or Carl Pilkington. I love Ricky Gervais. I love him. And Carl Pilkington is even funnier. Do you know what? They've done radio shows and podcasts nearly 20 years ago now. And I still listen to them. I still listen to them because they're so funny.
Do you know what? I'll be honest. I'm not really a big fan of Ricky Gervais. I find him funny, but I'm not. He's not someone I go out my way to watch. Carl Pilkington I like, but yeah, with Ricky Gervais, like The Office, I didn't find funny at all. Tried watching it, just couldn't get into it. But
yeah, I like Ricky Gervais. I didn't find The Office that good.
I thought The Office was brilliant, but it's subjective comedy. It depends what comedy you're into.
Yeah, I like Afterlife. I actually like that, and I think
that's brilliant.
And but yeah, if I was to, I wouldn't mind going out for something to eat with Peter Kay. I reckon he'd be a good laugh. But he has to come as Max from Max and Paddy.
Andy Miles says, "What's the West Ham game you've missed and you regret it?" I can't think about it. I missed the playoff final 2012. I didn't go to the playoff final for some reason. I can't remember why.
I'd probably say it'll have to be an away game because I missed an home game for fucking years. That's a tough one. Probably Zagreb next Thursday.
Playoff finals I didn't see. I missed them.
Yeah, that playoff. Do you know what? They showed the Vaz goal. I was watching. They put the playoff classics on Sky sometimes, and they had it on the other day. And even now, when I watch that Vaz goal, I still get that goosebumps. I will never forget that moment in my life when that ball just fell to him, when Colton Cole slid in and Vaz just smashed it into the roof of the net. And the noise, I'll never forget that. And then when everyone sung Bubbles after, how loud it was.
Emma's Mikey, right? What would your wrestling nicknames be? I'm thinking Nicky No Nonsense, Ryan the Aristocrat, Scotty Too Hotty, Graham the Eyebrows, Tweezer, and Dan the lady killer. You're having a fucking laugh, aren't you? Yeah. Unless you're talking about the ones that bury people in freezers.
I think they're quite good names in ones.
What, Ryan the Arab cat?
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
I was going to say Ryan the Iron then. But
Lewis says, did you boys go to Old Trafford in 2001 when we knocked United out of the Cup a la Taxi for Bartez? Yes, we did. Yeah. Well, I did.
You know I've actually still got a bit of the seat from that game.
Oh, yeah, because the Kings have smashed it up.
Yeah, I've still got a bit of that. It's in. I found it the other week. It's in one of the boxes in the loft around my mum's house.
Some geezer was jumping up and down on the seat and he broke the seat. And he was going fucking minute. It was broken anyway, so he just started stamping all over it, and we picked up bits of the seat. We was only young.
Yeah,
20 years ago. I was only 18.
Yeah, fucking hell, man. It's gone quick.
Here's one for Ryan. There's a good quickly Dan Tugboat Lawless. This big. Ryan, if you was in EastEnders, what would your storyline be? He's probably thought about this.
Bring back Pat. Bring back Pat from the dead. They brought back Dirty Den. So no, I don't know. I don't know. I like to play that game. EastEnders missing a lot of gangsters. They need a gangster role. I could go in there and I'm gonna go in there, be a bit gangster. Me against Phil.
Miss
Amaret out on the square. Me against Phil.
Just ask again. What's your next memorabilia item for your room, Ryan?
I don't know. I've got a couple of bits that I've got some new pictures. I'm going to change it around again. I'm like that. I'll start getting bored of things, but I've got some room. I've saved the space there, but the only thing we're putting my Noble shirt there is that you won't be able to see it. So I might have to change a few things around, but that I can't wait to get that. I've got to get it signed first. I did actually organise to go and get it signed down the training ground, but I couldn't get down there. Work.
Ryan, hands off Ryan. I'm Ryan the Iron from Ryan the Iron.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I knew there was only one Ryan the Iron. So maybe I could be Ryan the Iron Bald.
What's the worst song to have at a funeral?
I'm Coming Out. What's the worst song to have at a funeral? Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to be sat with when your nan's doing it and all that, and everyone's tearing. You've got some fucking rap song going about hoes and bitches and money and all of that sort of nonsense. You know what I mean? It's got to be something like that. I'm Coming Out.
Yeah, or you've got
Staying Alive.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Highway to Hell if you're in the church.
God. God.
What's that Johnny Cash song? Ain't no grave gonna hold me down. That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
What about the Ring of Fire if you're having a cremation?
Or Burn Baby Burn. We shouldn't be laughing at these because people might have actually played them at their funerals.
I'm living in a box.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
What song? All right, let's change it up a little bit. Hold
on. This is a good one. Look, at a cremation, Nelly, hot in here.
Yeah.
What's the one in the video where they pause and they go, the roof's on fire, and like the roof. Who sings that one?
Can't remember.
Oh, that might be the Nelly one actually. Hot in here. That might be what it is.
That Shakademus and Plaid.
Go on, Nick, anyway. What did you say? Go on.
No, what would you have? What would you have at your funeral?
I don't want to talk about. I hate talking the funeral stuff.
All right.
It gets me upset.
Fucking put down on that one.
No, it gets me upset.
No more funeral talk.
What do you want to play about your funeral for? We've got
What about
We've got a few years left. You know what I mean? So
Well,
what about
halfway through?
Hold on, Jamiroquai, Deeper Underground. If you're having a burial,
Yeah, I might have that. I'm going deeper underground. Yeah, that's about it. Unless there's any more questions, I think we're going to wrap it up early-ish tonight because we've got to get away early tomorrow.
What time are you coming round anyway?
About 8, 8:15.
Yeah, I'll get ready for 9 then.
We'll see. We'll see, sir.
We'll see.
All right, let's a couple more questions coming in. Let's go this one. What's your favourite Dunkin' biscuit? It's got to be a fucking chocolate hobnob, mate.
chocolate hobnob all day long.
Chocolate hobnob, but I do love a custard cream. I've got
That shit drinks your tea though. Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
That
That's what Peter Kay says.
tea.
They're the marine divers, isn't they? Soak up all your tea. Do you know what though? It don't matter how old you get, right? Every time you put a biscuit in, it breaks off. It still shocks you, doesn't it? Because you're trying to time it right, and then all of a sudden it just goes, and you think, "Oh fuck it," and then you forget about it. And you get to the bottom of your tea, and you forget about it, and it's all that. Oh,
To be honest, yeah, when I was young, I'm not too bad anymore.
Nick. Can you answer that?
1982, 1982 from 83, 84. Yes.
2-0.
To be honest with you, I ain't dropped a biscuit in my tea for years. But when I was younger, I'm not too bad now, but when I was younger, if a biscuit went in my tea or a bit of a biscuit, that'd be it. The tea was gone because I couldn't stand the feeling of when you're drinking the tea and say it touches your lip or something. I couldn't stand that.
It's like slop, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like slop it in your lip.
Oh, I can't stand. I couldn't stand it. If anything went in any of my drink, I couldn't drink it if there was something in it. As soon as I felt something touch my mouth, I went like, no, I'm not drinking that no more.
Yeah, that's why I sort of put that comment up because that is a first. That's the first time I've been spammed in Chinese. I think, that's why I put that one up. But I think he's been blocked now. I think the Miss Hammerette was on it. She let me have my 5 seconds of fun, and she's straight on it. Get out.
They might have been saying that they really like the channel.
It's like, oh, I know you was born in 1982, 1984. You are the best ever. And I'm going, yeah. But he did. His profile picture was Kim Jong Un.
Jim.
Yes. Yeah, that's about it. I've been.
Where is it? Do you know what? Where is that? Where's that comment just gone? Someone said, look, mates at work a tea bag in someone's coffee. We used to do that all the time in at work. When someone was making the coffees and they walk out, we'd sneak in and put tea bags in their coffee. Or we'd put about like 20 sugars in the cup. Good office banter that was, Scott. Good office banter.
Yeah.
This is the joke. Is it true the Stadium restaurant are doing Oriental chocolate bars now? Or is it just a Chinese whisper?
You know what, though? You say that, the Tottenham versus Chelsea is going to be the first ever carbon zero game of football with all vegan food and all stuff like that. And
really,
the ball's made out of a certain thing, the kits. I don't know, mate. Football's going absolutely fucking mad.
Do you know what? I had a vegan cake yesterday. It weren't too bad, but I had dodgy gut all day.
Like, to be honest with you, with all this like carbon emissions and climate change and all that, I'm starting to get a little bit behind. Well, I was always behind it, but I'm starting to take it a little bit more seriously now about like reducing your carbon footprints and all of that sort of thing. But Dan's a vegan. He's been a vegan for many years now, and he's the only one. He's the only vegan in our group. And every time he gets something vegan, like we was in the pub last week, right? We was all having something to eat. And he has to get special food delivered, right? So I'm not joking. For a fucking vegan, he's a fat bastard anyway, right? But he gets a fucking chicken burger, chicken nuggets, and a vegan doner kebab delivered, right? He like all in one go. It's like £20, right? But every time he has something, he's trying to convince me that it's as good as meat. That's what he does. He's look, and I'm like, yeah, what? It's like it's just like chicken, and I'm like, yeah, I'll have the chicken. That's fine because that's really like chicken. The chicken, I said, like a couple of mushrooms and a bit of bread. It's not like fucking chicken, to be honest. But that's what he does. He spends his whole time trying to convince me that the food he's getting is exactly like the food I'm getting.
We had visitors in work the other day, and they was coming down to do some filming, and we had to organise their lunch for them, and they took a list from them, and we've got a Subway at the bottom of our estate, so they just went there, and the poor girl that had to go and get it, she had to get a vegan meal, a pescatarian meal. That's vegans that eat fish. You can have a little bit of fish. And then there was all these requirements, gluten. I'm like, fucking hell, man. Just eat a sandwich and fucking be happy with it. I've got nothing against people, but when they shove it down your throat, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. I ain't got to do nothing, mate. Listen.
That's the one thing with Dan, right? We all know Dan's a vegan, but he doesn't sit there and preach.
No, he won't. He won't do that.
Sometimes he does when he's had a little drink. But the other day, he was sitting next to me. He was pouring that food out of his bag like a magician's hat. He just kept pouring food out.
It was, wasn't it? It was. He just kept on coming. I've never seen anyone order so much fucking food.
But I think Stephen Taylor says Charles is eating an egg.
Yeah.
Stephen Taylor. I'm going to ring you. I need to ring you tomorrow, Taylor. Anyway, mate, I'll message you.
But it's all look. Well, for reducing your carbon footprint and all that, but it's
no, you're not. You was doing burnouts, you liar,
mate. It's all listen.
Burning tires, you fucking.
I don't burn tires.
I'm joking.
You do. You burn tires with petrol.
But yeah, look, there's this. It's a big con in it. It's
petrol,
a big
you chuck meat on it.
It's at the end of the day, you want to eat meat. Eat meat. Just worry about the amount of food we waste before we start criticising people for eating meat.
Yeah, man.
That's what I can say.
Right, let's do a quick preview for tomorrow then before we wrap it up. Southampton tomorrow away. You fancy us?
Yeah, I do. As I said, I think there'll be two changes tomorrow. One, definitely, I think Zuma are coming for Dawson, but I've got a feeling that he might drop Fabianski tomorrow. But yeah, look, I fancy us. I think they're missing Theo Walcott. Armstrong's out. Shane Long's out for them tomorrow. So
he's got COVID, isn't he?
Yeah, he pulled out the Ireland squad with COVID.
I do fancy us tomorrow, and I think if we can pick up where we left off, I know we drew with Palace, but we're unbeaten this season. And
the thing about Palace, mate, is we had to tighten up at the back. Too many mistakes in the last 3 or 4 games.
That's the thing. I said in the preview that the one negative you can look from the 3 games we have is we've failed to keep a clean sheet. Southampton have got 1 clean sheet in the last 14 games or maybe more, and the stats are for this game. The stats are on our side massively.
I think Zuma's a bit of a coup for West Ham, if I'm honest, and I think he has to come straight in. As I said, he's fully fit. He's played during the week. He's been playing, he's played in the Premier League before, so he doesn't have to get up to the pace of it. I think he'll come straight in. As I said, solid back 4. Even if Fabianski's in goal tomorrow, it's still a strong goalkeeper. We've got 2 good goalkeepers now. And then you'll have Rice and Souček, and I think it'll be the same. It'll be Antonio up top with Benrahma, Bowen, and Fornals behind him.
Yeah, he's got to start. You don't pay 25, 30 million pound for a defender, make him the highest paid player, and then don't play him.
And the thing is, no disrespect, Scott. No disrespect to Dawson. I do like Dawson, but I think in the last couple of games he is getting turned a bit too easy.
He's getting a bit sussed, I think.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think he'll make changes for this game. I think he'll start with the same 11 that started against Palace for this one. I think Zuma's only Vlasic and Kroll have probably had 2-3 days training with the squad, if that. So
that don't mean nothing though.
Oh no, I know. Look, they're going to be fit enough because they've been away internationals. They've been training with their clubs before they come to us. But I just don't think he'll make changes for this one. No, I think the 11 that started against Palace is strong enough to win this game.
Well, only
if he does make changes,
time will tell.
If he does make changes, Scott, you're sacked from doing the preview.
Right, let's go scores then. Ryan?
1-0. No, 3-1. 3-1 West Ham.
Scott?
2-0. Us.
I'll say 2-0 as well.
And you know what? I think Ben Rama's going to get 2 tomorrow.
I think we keep a clean sheet tomorrow. Yeah,
I think Bowen will get his first goal of the season tomorrow.
Well, hopefully we're not sitting here with egg on our face. One quick question before we leave it. Matt Powell says, "Who can do a moonwalk out of you guys?" I'll tell you something now, right? My mate Stevie Taylor that said Charles he ate an egg. He's a superb dancer. I mean, superb dancer. Has been since we was kids. And he can do a moonwalk like I've never seen. Michael Jackson would be proud of his moonwalk. I can't do a moonwalk for shit, to be quite honest with you. Can you moonwalk? Any here?
Nah.
Yeah, I can, but not good.
I'll have a go.
You want to see Stevie Taylor's moonwalk, mate? Next time he's out, should get him to show you his moonwalk, man. He's like fucking Jackson reborn. I'm telling you, fucking superb dancer, man. He's got rhythm.
He don't like you anyway. He told me that.
No, never liked me.
He was saying to me at the night. He said, "Oh, well, this shit's just going to eat him."
I've known him for 35 years, nearly. But yeah, brilliant dancer, my mate Stevie Taylor. Anyway, let's wrap it up there. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. As I said before, if you're new around here, do click the subscribe button. It helps us out. Click the like button, share it, tell your mates to watch it and all of that sort of thing. We're on the road to 60k, as you can see. And then after that, it's straight up to 100k. We want one of them awards, them YouTube awards on our office wall. But yeah, do that. Check out our merchandise. Link is in the description down below. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can. Go to patreon.com and you can support us on there. Anything else?
No.
Check out more content tomorrow. Scotty's previews coming up tomorrow. And then we've got all of the stuff coming from Southampton where me and Ryan will be up there live, as they say on Sky. If you're up in Southampton, do hit us up. If you want a fan cam, we'll be outside the stadium. And we'll be seeing you next week for the.
And if you want to buy us a beer, we'll be in the Eighties before.
Yeah, we'll be in the Eighties before. If you want to come and say hello. And then obviously building up to next week, we'll be in Zagreb from Thursday onwards. So yeah, it's going to be great.
Busy week next week.
Busy week next week, yeah. But thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it as usual. One thing left to say, boys. Come on, your irons.